How is everyone doing? Hope you guys are all doing good. I am Jennifer Wade, and I have the luxury of introducing Miss Tam, which I'm really excited about. I had the honor of meeting her last year, and I've seen all the amazing things that she's doing for a lot of my friends. So you guys are in for a real treat today. But I have to read off her wonderful bio because, geez, Tam, like, girl, you've been doing the thing. So she is the #1 best-selling author of Woman's Side Hustle, helping women turn passion into profit. She's an international speaker and coach with over 18 years of entrepreneurial and investment experience. Resilient and inspiring. She's transformational impact. Her clients are saying that she's really helped them get past difficult times. Her guidance kept them true to her intentions. And that Tam will guide you through the process, which I love a good leader that is vulnerable and transparent and shares their playbook. There's nothing better than that. But without further ado, you guys help me welcome, maybe put a little applause in the chat or something, but help me welcome Miss Tam.
Started talking about my audio on. How is everyone doing? I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much for that amazing introduction, Jen. And I'm really, really happy to talk about this topic, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, go ahead and get started. I think I just want you to kind of I know you've got a lot to show us, so, or talk to us about even. So yeah, just go ahead and take it over, and then we'll leave a few minutes at the end. Maybe I pick your brain for some questions, and I'm sure they might have some questions for you too.
Yes. So tell me about how much time do I have?
We usually end at about 1 o'clock. So you've got,
okay, great.
I would say just give it, yeah, I would say give it 30 minutes and then let's save the 30, 45 minutes and save the end for questions.
Yes. Okay. So ladies, gentlemen, I'm going to be talking. I decided to do a different style. I talk a lot about different topics, but because I am so passionate about this topic, that I could talk your head off for days and days, okay, about women and why you should support women and why you should support community. And so let me first of all give you a little background so you know where I'm coming from. My parents were entrepreneurs. I grew up in that kind of a family. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I went to college for marketing. I started working in commercial real estate in early 2000s, 2002. And I worked for Cushman & Wakefield, CB Richard Ellis, Jones Lang LaSalle, some of the big box commercial real estate companies, mostly in operations and marketing. My degree is in marketing, and because I have been an entrepreneur family, I also have a sales background. So, but most of my training has been in art marketing. It's how my brain works. Think about marketing all the time. Marketing people love statistics. So we're going to talk about some statistics. We're going to talk about some things and the reasons why you do things and how you do things. How do you think about things? It's not about, the conversation is not just about women. I'm a woman, yes, but I'm going to give you some reasons why this is a very important topic. Happy International Women's Month.
Yes.
So I did a podcast last week called The Power of Unity. And it talked about the economic blackouts and consumer influence. And I have some statistics in there. So I want you to write this down. Now, it's important when you do marketing and, that you really think about what is real and what's statistical, because marketing is what gets you your leads. In the sales funnel, it goes leads, follow-up, set appointments, have the sales conversation, and then close the sale. You're all salespeople. We're all real estate, okay? That's the sales funnel. Leads, follow up, sales conversation. Set the appointment, sales conversation, and then close the sale. The leads part, that very first step is marketing. That's where the marketing comes in, okay? So marketing is where you get your leads from. So this conversation is really going to be the first step of the sales funnel. Okay, so we're talking about marketing. All right, so here's some statistics for you. African Americans have a buying power of 1.6 trillion. Just write that down. Asian Americans have a buying power of about the same. Just write that down. Hispanic Americans have a buying power of 2.3 trillion. This is all trillions. Write that down. Women have a buying power of 10 trillion. Okay. Women control 80% of all spending decisions in the household. Write that down. So what it would make sense that we pay attention to who is making the buying decisions. It would make sense. What do they like? What do they want? What is important? What are they looking at? Why are they making those decisions? Okay. A lot of times we talk about the African Americans, the Asian Americans, the Hispanic Americans, how they spend their money, but women control 80% of the spending power in the home. What are we selling here? We're selling homes. We're selling real estate. We're selling lifestyle. We're selling comfortability. Okay, so the first thing I would say is, well, shoot, my goodness. It's not just a thing. This is a real thing. This is not just something to say. This is a real something to say, right? Oh my God, 80%? Are you good Lord? Okay, so let's go in deeper than that. Remember, I just get all, I'm a marketer. I love freaking statistics. So then I go in a little bit deeper. What's important to women? So women, I want you to think about what is important to me. Why do I spend? We don't think about it so much. We just do what we have to do in our life. We take care of our families, we take care of our homes, we take care of what do we have to do, we go to work. What are we spending on and why are we spending it? Okay? Everybody should want to know this. Number one, we spend it on, now I want you guys, I want you to think about what I'm saying. I'm going to write it down. It doesn't have to be 100% true for you, but I want you to consider when I speak some of these things, what you spend money on. Number one, quality education. Number two, home environment. Number three, retirement and investments. Number four, health and wellness. Number five, childcare and support services. These are basically in order, by the way, according to ChatGPT. I'm going to give you some substantiated numbers behind that. Childcare and support services. Number six, travel and experiences. Number seven, self-care and beauty. Number eight, professional development. Number nine, fashion and style. And number 10, charity and philanthropy. Okay, so let's go back to number one. Now, ladies, men, I know I'm talking to the ladies right now, but this is specifically because I want them to kind of chime in and let me know if I'm off base here. ChatGPT made this up or not, okay? How many of you, just put a 1 in the chat, have moved because of your child? Because of the school, because of the school district, because of the people that they're going to be around? How many of you have made any kind of considerations about your move based on children? Most people do. I've done it twice. I go to greatschools.org. I look up the school district. Yeah, literally make decisions based on a child. Most of us do. Without a thought. We don't even think about it. It just is what it is. I looked up the school. I looked up the things about it. A significant portion of the spending often goes here, especially for private schooling and college savings. They estimate that we spend $15,000 to $50,000 per year per child. Okay, whew, that's a lot of money per year per child. Number two, home furnishing, home environment. So ladies, you and I both know that a chandelier in the house is extra important. It's very important. That my husband might not think so, he might not think so. But you and I know that that candle is actually very important to the house and to the family. You guys, we all know it. We don't know, we might not say it like that, but we know that a good environment, when they can come in and they can feel comfortable and the house feels warm and the house feels inviting, it's going to bring the stress down of everybody. It's going to make everybody feel good. It's going to relax it's going to make us feel good about the work that we have to do. That chandelier, put a 1 in the chat if you guys agree. Is that very important? Our home furnishing, our home environment is very important. We all agree. We know it. We don't have to explain it like that to our husbands, but we know they might not understand, but we are changing the whole thing by getting that candle. We get it. It's important. It's the second largest investment that we put our money into. Second largest behind quality education. Dang gone. We spend an estimated $20,000 to $40,000 a year to make our house a home. Exactly, Dee Dee. To make our house a home. We know it's important. And we're spending the money on it, and we'll do it anyway. We will do it anyway. We don't have to ask questions about jacking and crap. We will go get what we need to get. And we know it's important. Okay, number 3, retirement and investment. We're thinking about what's going to happen. What's going to happen is crucial for our future security of our children, of ourselves, of our family. So it's estimated that we're spending 10 to 15% of our annual income on retirement and investments, doing something in that space. Number 4, health and wellness. And I'm only going to go to 5 for this conversation because I got something else to say about that. So health and wellness. So essential personal and family well-being, making sure that everybody is taken care of, their health care, right? Their fitness-related things, taking care of people is very, very important. It's estimated that we're spending $5,000 to $15,000 a year. And this is based on a woman who's making upwards of 100K. Okay. And then number 5, we're going to say childcare and support services. Okay. Childcare and support services, vital for balancing work-life balance, right? And particularly if you're a working mother, it is estimated that we're spending between $10,000 and $30,000 a year on childcare and support services. Okay, so let's go back and think about this. So if a woman is spending 80% of the money, household income, on, or she's responsible for that. She's making the decisions behind that. So wouldn't it make sense to align ourselves with the things that she cares about? Okay. As a good smart marketer, because we're talking about a sales funnel here, as a good smart marketer, and if we're trying to get to the person who makes the decisions, that we should be able to at least think about, how do I get in front of her before she even knows she needs to make that decision? Because we already know she's going to make that decision. You get it? So this month, International Women's Month, is also National Literacy Month. What is that related to? Literacy. Quality education. Quality education. So what did I do? I had wrote a book 10 years ago, a children's book, that I went to a bunch of area Nevada schools and read to children and aligned myself with what? Quality education. Okay. I went and spoke at a career day for the kids, for the high school kids. Why? Because I'm aligning myself with what? What is important to women. So as marketing people, what do you think you can do to align yourself with quality education? I remember when we lived in this part of town, Culver City in LA, and my son was in a specialized program. He was in a bilingual program. And one of the families, I'm actually introverted. A lot of people don't know that, so I'm introverted. And so I'm not really one that's going to be going like fluttering around everywhere. But I remember this one couple, they were always hosting events. Both of them were a team, a real estate team. And they were always doing things for the kids. They were always volunteering. The volunteering parents, they were always throwing events at their home for all of the kids in the classroom. I mean, because these kids were together for a while because he was in an immersion school. So the trust for those two was very high. We were at their house all the time. We did things together as a group from kindergarten up through high school. You know, from kindergarten up through high school. So I thought, oh, that is so smart, because you're getting a relationship built with people. I mean, a real relationship, because, you know, sales is based on relationship building. A real relationship with the parents, right? With the kids. You're doing all these things, you're working with them, and you're in there where the parents care the most. The mom cares the most. So who do you think we're going to call if we have a real estate need, real estate question? We're going to talk to him, talk to them before you even know you need a house, before you even know you're already building a relationship with somebody. Okay. So what I would love for you to start thinking about is, why would I support women and build community? If it's nothing else but for your own business, okay, there you go. But also, if you really want to think about, you know, how many things that women support, how many things are they connected to that is related to real estate, lifestyle? I mean, number two, we talked about environment. Where do we deal with the environment at? Where's the chandelier go? Right? Where does it even go? It goes in the house. Where's the candle go? It goes in the house. Somebody said, well, Tam, that makes good sense. Maybe I should buy a bunch of candles and give people a candle after they buy it. Why not you see how you can get in front of the candle before they even know they want to buy the house? Why can't you get in front of the chandelier before? So when I was in Florida, Rebecca and I and a bunch of women who boss up, I wrote two books called Women Who Boss Up in Real Estate. And we did a big event in Orlando at a high-end furniture store, and invited a whole bunch of people to come out to celebrate our book coming out and this and that. And it was a really good partnership with this beautiful, beautiful high-end store. But you see how that connects to number two most important thing that she's going to do, right? So if you can figure out ways to get in front of your potential client way before she knows she needs to make a decision and build a real relationship. A lot of times we're kind of reactive. My husband, love my husband, but my husband, his personality is reactive, which is great. If it's a sign of danger, he doesn't even think milliseconds, he will pounce. I've watched him do it more than one time. That's the beautiful thing about men. Their reaction time is quick, right?
Can I like barge in, Tam? Because
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are really paying attention to what she's saying. Like, but it's clicking for me, and it's clicking, it's really clicking. So from what I'm understanding is I have to probably have you repeat like the top 5, maybe. I know one was quality, I think 2 was investments or something like that. But anyway, but those of us who are probably contemplating what kind of content we should put, whose avatar is women of some sorts, whether it's our age women or younger women or older women, whatever. If we know that the number one thing that women spend money on is quality education, why aren't we posting more about the quality education for our kids and or partnering even with different, like maybe daycares? I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Same
All
thing
of
for
it.
number 2, number 3, number 4, like not only on social media, but like our message should be, if our avatar is woman, our
Yeah.
message should be around these top 10 things that women spend money on to attract them to give us a call. Like we don't have to post about houses all the time. We can post about the things that they desire to spend money on and that adds value to a woman's life. Am I hearing that right? Is that kind of an
100. Girl, I could go so deep into this topic. I'm just dealing with the top thin layer. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just talking on the surface. But it
Gotcha.
goes so deep. Okay, that's what I'm saying. And she's getting some of it, the content that you can create. What we're doing is we're being reactive. Okay, you're cutting off your legs. Okay, you're waiting till somebody comes to you and says, hey, I'm looking for a house. How do you know you're going to be in front of them at that moment when they're ready for a house? You don't know that. That's why your friend, girlfriend, your neighbor, their next or the cute boy down the street had a real estate sign. The person they met at the grocery store, they get the business because at that moment they were standing in front of their face.
Yeah, I love
But
that.
we
And I
have to
love
be
I feel like this could be also like something where you're building a relationship with them through social media.
That's it.
And that's when then they'll hire you. Okay. All right.
That's it.
It's hitting for me, girly. All right. So here we go. I'll let
Yes.
you, please.
Yes. See, here's what happens with marketing. And that's why I didn't even make any slides, because I said, bump that. I want you guys to hear what I'm saying. Okay. Hear what I'm saying. I've been in marketing for years. I went to college years ago, been marketing. I've had a marketing agency over a long time. And there was a time in my marketing career I would say about 6 years ago, where I even started to get confused between marketing and sales. Okay. That's why I started off with the sales funnel. Okay. That I got confused because I kept hearing Russell Brunson say, you're just one funnel away. You're just one funnel away. And I started to think, oh, I just got to get one funnel and then I can make $1 million. Okay. And so I started to get a little bit confused between marketing and sales. That's why I said the first thing. So I'm going to put it in the chat as I'm saying it again. This was one of the most important parts of this conversation before I started talking about the avatar. Okay. So the first thing is leads. The second thing is follow-up. This part, by the way, follow-up, my follow-up sucks. A lot of times you need to have some kind of a team or some kind of automation system. That goes into a whole bunch of other stuff about operations. But follow-up is very important. The next thing is set an appointment. And have a sales conversation. Don't get on there and talk about shoes. Have a sales conversation, okay, and then close the deal, right? This is the sales funnel. But what we're specifically talking about right now is step 1, leads. So if you're talking about a funnel, okay, a funnel, think about a funnel. The top of the funnel is wide. And you have to get as many leads as possible, because not all of them are going to trickle down and become your closed deal. Okay. So the first thing you got to do is, okay, let me think about who is my avatar. So mine has always been women. I have affinity for women. It's not just because I'm a woman. It's because of a lot of things. Women are strategic. Women are amazing. Okay. But also I got to figure out what kind of woman am I talking to? That statistic with that list was based on someone making over 100,000. She's a boss lady. She's this particular woman, right? And what is this woman, if she's spending 80% of the money or is making the decision for 80% of the money in the household, what does she care about? Because what she cares about is what gets spent. Best you believe. A woman can get her husband to do anything. Okay. And that is right. And men will probably tell me, yes, that is correct. If it's important to her, she will. And if it's important to their children, they will. Okay. So then you need to focus on her. So now we just switched the conversation to reactivity, being reactive versus being ahead of it. Okay? Being strategic. You know, so I'm more that person. I think about, okay, do this, how I think about A, B, C, D. I have all these ways because I'm thinking about the funnel. Okay? Okay, so if I want to get to that woman who is going to make the decision about the home, she's making the decision based on what? The education of her child, the safety of her child. Okay, so let's talk about, again, let me give you the list of what is important to a woman who's spending all the money. Number one, quality education. She's spending most of her time and money and thought process around her child getting the best education, the best she can afford. I didn't put my kid into a private school, but I certainly put him into a 10 out of 10 school, according to greatschools.org. I certainly dang on did. And I have always told people to make decisions based on greatschools.org. And I will not move into a 6 out of 10 school district, period, end of story. And I will make all my decisions. I have always been that way because my mom was like that. Okay. Number two, home environment. Like I said, those things are important. The beautiful picture on the wall is very important. Men might not get it like that, but women know that's important to make their house a home. And they'll spend the money on it. Next thing you know, you have candles everywhere. Okay. Retirement and investment. Retirement and investment. She's thinking about the future security of their family. That's number three. Number four, health and wellness. Making sure that the healthcare is freaking important to women. You know, very, very important. Not only for their kids, for themselves. They don't even think about themselves half the time. They're thinking about their kids most of the time. You know, they get to the doctor's appointments they need to get to, get the dental appointments that they need to get to. You know, they're paying attention to their husband, making sure he ain't too stressed out, right? Everybody else but herself. That's our downfall. Okay. Number five, childcare and support. Why couldn't you figure out some kind of ways to partner with these type of businesses? Do events with these type of people. Do videos with these type of things. Talk about this kind of conversation. Create your content around these topics. Go to these things. Meet the people in these places before they even think about real estate. Before they even think about where they're going to go. Oh, what do you do? Oh, you know, we're going to the same old places, being reactive. Okay. Create a thing. I just met a realtor at this school. I was doing a career day booth at school, giving out, just reading, talking to the kids. What do you want to do when you grow up? Oh, yeah, giving them a book, inspiring them, giving them something to give to their parent, their mom, and said, hey, you take this to your mom, tell her thank you so much for supporting your literacy, and I have a free gift for her. Boom. Okay? I'm being dramatic right now, by the way.
Okay, we like the drama. We like the drama.
Okay, next thing, travel and experiences, right? Travel and experiences. Women, we know we're thinking about these things, man. We're thinking about taking these trips, because who puts together vacations usually? Women. We think about these things. Why? We don't want our husbands to be stressed out. We know we need a break. We want to do something fun for the kids. That's why June and July is probably the most horrible time to catch a woman, because she's busy doing all this stuff. Okay. Self-care and beauty, taking care of herself, keeping herself up, getting her nails and hair done. That is important to us. And we know that makes us feel better. Putting some lipstick on is actually very important. My mom used to say that. It's very important. It changes our whole attitude. You know, you could be looking like, you know, Mrs. McGillicuddy, and you get to put some lipstick on, and you feel like a whole new fresh person. Get your hair done. Okay, that is important to us. Okay, so why can't we figure out how we can get there? I actually met this top realtor here in Vegas, top realtor. She built her whole business on nail salons. Her whole business. She had no business. She went in there and started connecting with all these hair salons. And because she's Vietnamese, that was the first part. But I want you to hear what I'm saying though, okay? She's Vietnamese, and she became the person in the Vietnamese community.
I love
And
that.
all their brothers and sisters and da 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 da. I'm girl, and I'm telling you, she's on the top percentage of realtors in this freaking city.
But Tam, I love that. You know why? Because like I feel like I give money to the dentist. Why shouldn't they give me some referrals? I give money to my family doctor. Why shouldn't he give me referrals? Every visit I go to take my kid to their doctor, and literally she just referred me her brother. And this is the first time that I've been hounding her for a year. Now I'm like, right? So like, but that's your sphere. I mean, it's easy. And I feel like it's the law of reciprocity too. Like, hey, I'm supporting your business. Let's
Yeah,
get it.
but you know what? Why not think about how you can support their business in such a way where you create some kind of event, you create some kind of
Yeah, that's
talk, or
great.
you
Yeah.
create some kind of podcast, or create some kind of YouTube thing about blah, 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 and create all these, you know, you can do a lot. There's a lot. It's nonstop, never ending. The top number one spot, that's it, leads, marketing, right? It's unending. I love marketing so much. I can come up with a million ideas sitting right here. Okay, there's so many, many, many things, okay, that you can do. Okay, Jen's got it down. Okay, next one, number 7, self-care and beauty. 8, professional development, career growth, right? Number 9, fashion and style. Okay, and we don't spend as much money on fashion and style as we do on quality education and home environment. Isn't that funny? You think we would. We think we would, like, the way they make it seem, we're doing all kinds of extra stuff and spending all this money on our hair and makeup. We're not necessarily doing that as much as the first two. You know, interesting.
Interesting.
And then number 10, charity and philanthropy.
So Tam, I want to interrupt you because I'm looking at the time. It says 12:40, and I also want to leave time for questions. We're talking about leads, and what I've been seeing is there's a lot of women communities. How does someone start a community? I know I mentioned a little bit about the social media, but how does someone actually build a community around women? Like, where should they begin?
Okay, so the way I started, do you mind if I share screen?
No, please tell me if you don't have access to do that.
Okay, so you guys, I'm gonna make this this is gonna be a quick little breakdown of how you start community. So my community started just like this. So I'm taking you to Facebook. And back in the day, there's this one called Women Helping Women. Okay, first of all, you guys may have heard of this community. Back in the day in 2019, when I joined this community, they had like 350,000, which is still a lot. That's a lot. And this woman has grown a great, big, huge group. And I was in this one. You can see now it has almost 900,000 in her community.
Wow.
Okay. You can run ads, you can do all kinds of stuff to just kind of grow your group. But what I had done back then, and I wasn't trying to poach this ladies group, so believe me, I wasn't. I was really just starting, and I was doing an event. I was looking for people who wanted to speak at my event. And I got 1,700 comments. Okay. And I was like, dang on, 1,800 likes. I've done it before, 1,100 comments to be on my podcast, right? And I've done it several other times, okay? So what I ended up doing, this one wasn't as big, but you know, what I was doing inside this group was really just asking questions at the time, okay? Now, I've shown this before many, many times. These don't work as well as it did back in the day. It was early on when this was happening, right before COVID, as you can see. But, and then what I did is I got a team I started getting my VA team. I have a whole team of like 12 VAs right now, but they started to help me to reach out, DM, Okay. Then I started my Women with Vision page. Okay. Okay, so my Women with Vision page, which the page itself, let me share a screen again. The page itself has 28,000 in my Women with Vision page. Okay. And this was done around that same time. This one, I don't post as much as I used to in this page, but you know, because I'm talking about women, I'm talking about growth, I'm talking about women entrepreneurship. This was the page. And then I started Women Who Boss Up movement. And this came as a result of my book project. So my very first book project, which those people that came from Women Helping Women, a lot of those women got into my book projects. Matter of fact, I think the first 4 books were filled with those women that you just saw from those lists that you saw that happened in Women Helping Women. But then I started Women Who Boss Up movement, because Women Who Boss Up became something I noticed that women love. They love that word boss up. They love Women Who Boss Up. And then I started to see the momentum happening. The books were happening. I did 13 books, got 250 authors. And so this page, this group started to grow as a result of just momentum. Okay, just plain over momentum. Okay. So how do you create a women's movement or woman community? You have to figure out what you believe in. Okay. What's different about what you do than the other person? Okay. What value you can give to that community. And then you gotta be super consistent. That's the answer.
Okay. So what if, you know, I heard someone say, so I just got back from Cabo and I heard someone say this on stage, and they were saying, like, don't think that your differentiation needs to be different than someone else's differentiation, as long as it's authentic to you, because more than likely they copied someone else's differentiation, and that's where procrastination lies. So what do you feel like are needs of women in real estate these days that someone can add value to them? Does that make sense of a question?
Yeah. Here's the answer to your question, and always end the story. There's a million groups, there's a million communities, there's a million of them, right? What's different about them? You are unique. You have a unique story, unique background. You have a unique way of saying things. You and I could look at something and describe it completely different. I could say it in a way, and they're like, okay, that's great. You could say it in a way. The same thing, look at the same thing, like apple sitting on a countertop. And you'd have everybody cracking up, talking about this dang on apple, right? And then somebody else say something out, and we laugh for a different reason, right? Because the way they pronounced it, you know, it's you that makes it different, okay? So when you start a thing, you just figure out, who is my avatar that I'm going after? Who's the person that I'm going to help? Who can I help? But then just be authentic, be yourself. Don't be put on. Don't be vanilla. Don't be boring. Don't be plain. Be yourself. Right? Which is really part of the reason why, and I didn't do it on purpose, but I never wore my hair natural, ever in my life, ever. Okay? But just recently, within the last year, I realized this is who I am.
I love that.
You know?
I love that.
And I can't be authentic and kind of not. You know,
so we have a question in the chat box that says, thank you, by the way, for answering that. Dee Dee's asking, do you manage your groups? And I think you answered that, but.
Dee Dee is so good. That's so good. That's so good. I'm going to answer it in this way. First of all, yes and no. Yes, in the way is, it's my company that manages the group. No, in the way of, I don't personally manage my group. And I'm going to just add this last little bit. If you can, or if you're in this part of your business, you should also take on the attitude that women, you don't have to do everything. So women, we as a species love to take it all on, and even the way we hear things. Like we get really a lot of anxiety because if you start working with me, you'd be freaking, I would get you all kind of nervous. Oh God, I can't do this. Like one more thing and one more thing and one more thing. But I don't want you to hear it like that. I want you to hear it like I can get my assistant to do it. If you ask any one, this is one thing, another thing I love about men. I learn a lot from men and my husband. They don't think of things like that. They don't think when they were told to do something, they don't think of it like that. They know their assistant's going to do it, or their wife or their girlfriend, somebody's doing it. But they will say, yeah, we'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. But they don't even get stressed out because they don't think about them doing it. That's just not how they process it. But women process it like, oh my God, do you manage that? Oh my God, I don't have time. How am I going to be able to do the videos, edit this and then manage it? We get all kinds of done with that. So I hope, Dee Dee, hope it helped you. Okay. Because don't, if you know, you should probably think about getting some kind of support, like a VA or something.
But I am a believer, and Tam, to add to that, I am a believer that you should, if you should start off managing your group so you know what the process is like.
So you can know what to do. That's right.
Yeah, because there's no way that you can delegate to an assistant so go through the pains and the agony of maybe staying up late because you need to make the post or whatever. Yeah. But for sure, you got to go through it first and then eventually get yourself to a point where you need leverage and then
find help. It off. That's right. When I saw 1,100 people, the 1,700 people, I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to reach out to those people. Remember the funnel? How am I going to follow up with 1,700, 1,100 people? How am I going to do that?
I love that. I love that. All right, you guys, who has questions? Like, let's go. Husbands are so lucky to have wives. That's true.
And I always say, every woman needs a wife. That's what I always say.
Every woman needs a wife?
Every woman needs a wife.
Listen, I'm looking for one. Hello. My husband is very lucky to have me. All right, you guys, what questions do you have? I mean, having Tam here, I know you coach a lot of women too. So like, she's a coach, y'all. She charges a lot of money for this. So let's go with the questions. Because I will keep picking her brain. I don't think anyone has questions.
Evelyn came back on. She's ready.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, hi, I have a question. So thank you, Tam and Jen, for the facts, but also the discussion around it, and giving me personally lots of ideas for content creation and what can bring value to women as decision makers. How do you handle, Tam, like the decision about homes, selling a home, buying a home, knowing that's probably 80% women, but there are two decision makers?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm a big advocate for family. So a lot of times people will mistake that because I have a million books about that all start with women who boss up, women with vision, women with this, women, I have so many things like that. But actually, the reason why I focus on women, because I believe that women have a bigger ripple effect. Okay. So if I work with a woman, she's going to help her kids, just how women are kind of built. She's going to help her kids. She's going to help her family. She's going to help the planet. She's going to help the neighbors. She's going to help the PTA. She's going to help the next door. She's going to be like, that's a ripple effect of women because that's just how we are built. And so how do I deal with the spouse being the second thing? I coach her on how to bring it all in, because you need him. You need his input, right? We just got to make sure that she is feeling confident. Okay, find out what's important to her. We know some things that are important to her. School district, you might want to present that. Hey, you know what? I looked this up. This particular house you're looking up on greatschools.org, girl. This school is a 10 out of 10. It has some 8 out of 10 schools. It has some really high-end schools in this neighborhood. I know that's important to you. I also know there's a Kumon down the street. I did notice that just start laying it out on her. On the things that are important, why is this a good decision? Okay, and then give her the armor to be able to present it to her business partner, which is her husband. Right? But you know, women, we get whatever we want, man. If we get it, and if we're passionate about it and we know it's going to help everybody, you just got to make sure you coach her. That's it. That she can be able to present it in such a way that she can go, yeah, honey, whatever you want.
Love it.
I
Thank
wanna-
you.
Hold on, I want to take it a step further. What does that sound like? Maybe can we do a little role playing, Tam, if you want to pretend like I'm the wife and you're the person coaching me to
Yeah.
go to my husband? What does that sound like?
Yeah, so something like this, I mean, you guys already know this, so I'm not gonna say anything new. You guys know this. You innately know this, so just think about how you talk to your husband. But you talk to the woman and say, so I'm gonna act like this woman loves this house and not just go talk to her husband about what she wants to, if he's ready to move into this home. Is that what the scenario is? Is that what you're asking about, that kind of scenario?
Are you talking to me or Evelyn? I think Evelyn.
So when you originally
Well,
asked. your
there's like a whole bunch of scenarios, but yeah, that would be a good one. Absolutely.
Okay, so in that particular scenario, you say, okay, Evelyn, does this house look like this? Something you were envisioning for your family? Yes. Okay, what other things are really important to you? Okay, this, and this. Okay, great. So let me give you some information so that when you go home to talk to your husband, you have all the information that you need. Does that help? Would that be helpful? Okay, and then just give it to her, all the information about this home. And then, of course, men care about finances. So give her that too. Okay, the breakdown of that. And then offer, if you need me to jump on the phone with both of you, I am more than happy. But I wanted to make sure that you had it ahead of time. We can all talk to them at the same time. I don't want to, get in the way of you talking to them first. So I would just coach her first, give her all the stuff that's important to her, what's important to him, respecting their conversation, and then getting in there together with them. That's it.
I love
Okay,
that.
so you do more work with her, right? And make sure she has everything that she needs and feels confident. And then let her, involve her partner. And then, of course, you're available to both of them for questions or any discussion they might need.
Yeah, you always want to, I think even men know this. They know to focus on the wife. They know. When it comes to real estate, are you kidding me? They know. Ask any of these guys. Focus on the wife. And if somebody doesn't focus on you, just think about how you would do it. This fool is crazy.
I want to also add, I mean, the best case scenario is to try to meet with both of them. At one time. That is the best case.
Best case. But what I'm saying is that if that's a scenario where you're going just to her and you need her to be able to have what she needs to go back and talk to him, just make sure you are prepared to give her what she wants. Ask her what she wants. Ask her what's important to her, and then deliver it. Right? So that, and then get on a phone call with them. But I'm a big advocate for family. So Jen, you're absolutely right. I would make sure that I have both of them. You have to respect their family and what's important to him. But at the end of the day, a lot of times men are going to defer back to their wife. A lot of times, especially if she's serious about it, she's looked at all angles, she's going to say, whatever you want.
I love that. Any other questions? We only have a few more minutes. And I want Tam also, if you can, they're asking what's your contact info. But before we do that, anybody else have one last questions we have time for? Sorry, my husband and my son just walked in. All right, thank you, Tam. And then, cool. Well, Tam, this was awesome. Tam, if you guys are just listening, she did put in the chat her information. What about your socials, Tam? How can we follow you?
Okay, so we have, the best one is Women hold on, we'll do it like this. We'll make it easier. Okay, this is. And Instagram. See here. So you can be Tam or left behind, oh, did it not go out? It didn't. That one. And then this one. And then. And then this one.
Awesome. I love that. Tam, I am gonna text you. You guys, I have an event April 4th. I'm gonna see if we can get Tam to maybe dive deeper on this. So if, I don't know how to, maybe you guys can follow me on IG because it will be all over my IG. Tam, I'm gonna text you after this just to see if that day works for you.
Okay.
I am trying to just really help out. A lot of women right now in real estate are going through it. And
Yeah.
and I decided to create a mastermind around that. A lot of women that I'm mentoring personally. So April 4th at 12, it's going to be at
Mhm.
Celebration Title. And Tam, I'll reach out to you, see if you can be my first guest for this movement. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time, Tam. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And I really hope to see you all and you too, Tam, April 4th. Okay. So ciao.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.